What makes the Richardson hero so special? The time and attention that he gives to a project founded by the Kiwanis Club of Richardson called the Ramp Project.
This project was just initiated because somebody came to our Kiwanis Club and said, could you build a ramp? And it went on that way, kind of word of mouth for 3 or 4 years with just building ramps sporadically, and people would say, weren't you the guys that built that ramp? I went out on a build in Pleasant Grove. It seemed to me that when we got done, we were there for half a day, but we made a big difference in somebody's life. And I got curious. My Achilles heel is probably my curiosity. And I got curious how people really got ramps if they couldn't afford them. So I went places in Dallas like Parkland Hospital, which is the public hospital, Baylor Rehab, which is a very large rehab center, and the Access Center for the Elderly, to ask them, how do people get ramps if they can't afford them? And nobody had the faintest idea how anybody would get a ramp. So we set about to build a project that would provide ramps within Dallas County at no charge.
John spends about 5 days a week, every week of the month, working somewhere on a part of the project.
Typical week is I'll probably be in Dallas on Monday or Tuesday, and then Wednesday I'll take off and go somewhere. So next week it'll be Wichita Falls. The week after that it'll be San Antonio. The week after that it'll be Beaumont, and then probably Victoria the week after that. So when you go into a community, you're doing several things. You're talking to our funding sources. You're talking to a potential volunteer base. You're looking for new churches to talk to, new civic organizations. You're looking and doing surveys, particularly new areas that we're going into, which would certainly be Beaumont and Victoria. You're talking to the people who need the ramps and trying to figure out which ones are the most critical and getting those done first. So you're continually reinventing to a certain extent what we're doing in other areas, in those areas. And once the people see what we're doing, once they've been on a site and they understand what they've done for someone, then the project sold itself. Then it doesn't depend upon me at all. The project has sold itself, and people can see that, they understand that.
When he gets the bit between his teeth, you can't turn his head. He finishes the projects that he starts.
I talked to a lady today in Texarkana, and she said, I don't have any way to get a referral. She said, my doctor won't do the referral. I haven't been in a hospital. I haven't been in rehab. I don't have a home health worker. A friend helps me in the house. It's sort of like a make-do home health worker. So I talked to her about all the places it could go and all the places she'd gone and couldn't get help. And I said, well, are you a member of a church? And she said, yeah, I am. We are. I said, are you active members? She said, we're very active. I said, well, then get your pastor to make the referral. I mean, it's things like that. This lady had no particular hope, and she went away from a conversation with us. She has hope now. We'll build a ramp for her. We'll get that referral from the pastor, and we'll go build that ramp. I'd like to say to anyone who's listening to this, if you want to really have a kind of a fun morning, come out and work with the Texas Ramp Project wherever you are in Texas, and we'll find a tool to hand you. We'll bring the tools. You just need to show up for 4 hours and change somebody's life in 4 hours, and that won't be the only thing changed. You'll be changed too.